corner, we're going to spend our first day on slope-intercept form. So our slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where the slope is the m value and the b is my y-intercept value, where it touches the y-axis. All right, so starting off basic, write an equation in slope-intercept form for a line that has a slope of 4/7 or 4/7 and the y-intercept of 5. So I simply go y is equal to, now the m is the slope, right? So this is my m value. So I'm going to replace that 4/7. Don't forget the x. And then my y-intercept is 5. And that's that equation. All right, in example 2, we're going to take some equations that are not in slope-intercept form, and we're going to put them in slope-intercept form. So there's my wall. Right, I want to get my y by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add 22x to both sides. And I have 8y is equal to 22x plus 4. Now again, I need to get that y by itself. So I'm going to divide everything by 8. And I have y is equal to, now I'm going to simplify this. 22 over 8 gives me 11 over 4 plus, and then 4 over 8 is plus 1/2. And that's in slope-intercept form. All right, let's try a few more. Same thing, here's my wall. I'm going to add 16x to both sides. I have negative 4y is equal to 16x minus 56. Now again, I have to divide by negative 4, so I have to be careful there, my signs. So I have y is equal to negative 4x plus 16. Let's do one more. Again, here's my wall. I'm going to bring 6x to the other side. Negative 2y. Again, I always put my x value first, right? Because in my slope-intercept form, we always have my x value first. Plus 11. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2. And I have y is equal to positive 3x minus 11 over 2. All right, let's take a look at a word problem. The number of jobs opening in the United States during a recent year increased by an average of 0.06 per month since May. So I'm just going to kind of circle that. Point increased, right? So there's an increase. That's my rate of change. That's how fast it's changing. My rate of change is, again, the same as my slope. In May, there were about 4.61 million job openings in the United States. Write an equation in slope-intercept form to represent the number of job openings in the U.S. since May. All right, so you were given that there were originally 4.61 million job openings in May. Okay, so our x is going to be, so this 4.61, let's say that's our starting point. So that's the number of jobs. So that's going to be our y is going to be our number of jobs. And again, that's in millions. Our x value is the number of months. We're going to take a look at that number of months, because we're going to take this rate of change, 0.06, and it said that's per month. So that ends up being right there. That's our rate of change, how things are changing. So in this case, my slope is going to be 0.06, right? That's how much it's changing per month. And my y-intercept is my starting point. So again, that's going to be 4.61. Now again, that's in terms of millions, but that's okay when we write our slope-intercept form. So we have y is equal to, my slope is 0.06 x plus 4.61. That's my equation in slope-intercept form. All right, so let's do a little bit of graphing here. So first we have to write the equation. We're going to have to graph a linear function with the slope of negative 3 over 2 and a y-intercept of 5. So let's first put it in slope-intercept form. So I have negative 3 over 2, right? That's my slope, x plus 4. Okay, so right here, that's my y-intercept. So that's where I'm going to start. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where I'm going to start here. Now my slope is negative 3 over 2. So just something that I do all the time with slope. If it's positive on my numerator, I'm going to go up. If it's negative, I'm going to go down. And my denominator, it's positive, I'm going to go to the right. If it's negative, I'm going to go to the left. So I'm starting off negative, right? So that's going to go down. And then I'm going to go the denominator is positive. So I'm going to go to the right. So I'm going to go down 3, 1, 2, 3 to the right 2. Down 1, 2, 3 to the right 2. I can also go in the other direction, 1, 2, 3 to the left 2, right? That's the same thing. Okay. And I'm going to then draw my line. Arrows on the end all the way through the graph. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Again, this one's not in a slope-intercept form yet, so let's do that first. I'm going to subtract 12x from both sides. I have negative 3y is equal to negative 12x plus 18. Again, divide everything by negative 3, and let's be careful of my sign. So I have y is equal to positive 4x minus 6. Okay, so I'm going to start at negative 6. Now, you can look at this two different ways. So I'm going to go up 4. If you notice, everything is counting by 2's. So my slope is 4 over 1. So I'm going to go up 4 to the right 1. So when I go up 4, I'm actually really going over just 2. Up 4 would be, this would be 2, and that would be 4 here. And then I would just go over 1, would be really only over half a 1 here. And I'll do the same thing. I can go up 4, which is up 2, and then over 1 would be here. Okay. The other way you could do it, and it's really all the same, as long as the units are the same on my x and y, I can go up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right 1. I get the same thing, right? Just because I didn't do that 1 in between would be fine. And again, there's my line, arrows on the end. All right, let's take a look at example 6. The number of online shoppers in the USA can be modeled by the equation negative 5.88x plus y is equal to 172.3, where y represents the number of millions of online shoppers. So this is y here, right? Let's look at our graph. Number of shoppers in millions, and x is the year after, right? After 2010. Estimate the number of people shopping online in 2020. So we're going to have to do that. And they also want us to graph. Okay, so I wrote the equation. Again, here's my wall. I'm going to add that 5.88x. Slide that in there. So I have y is equal to 5.88x plus 172.3. Okay, so although I have it in slope-intercept form, this 5.88, that's tough. I can put that in a mixed number and improper fraction, but a lot of times with word problems, you get that. So instead of graphing it in slope-intercept form, I'm going to just substitute some values in and then just connect them. So first of all, my y-intercept I know is 172.3, so I'm definitely going to estimate. So here's 175 here, maybe a little bit below. That's my y-intercept. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, since it's going to be difficult to use that slope as rise over run, so let's take a look here, and I'm going to do kind of two things at once. It says X is years after 2010, right? So we know that when we have 2010, that equals 0, right? 2010 equals 0. So 2020, which is what they're asking for here, that's going to equal 10. X is 10. So what I'm going to do instead of using slope-intercept form is I'm going to take my original equation. I'm going to substitute 10 in wherever I see an X. And I'll use my calculator, and I end up with y is equal to 231.1. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to 10, right? X is 10. And I'm going to go and plot that. So it's going to be a little bit there. So in graphing the line, I'm going to use those 2 points, and then I'm just going to draw a line through. Okay, so the question says estimate the number. So in looking at this value, we are going to say it is about 231 million shoppers. Okay, thanks so much for stopping by today. You have a great day.